I had this story like stuck in my head and it just kept growing until I finally decided to write it down. I never really started with the mindset of, I'm going to get this book published, right? In fact, I think I was going to be more of a closet writer. I don't know if that's what you would call it, but like I wasn't planning to put myself out there. Like being an author is hard because I didn't know the social media side of it. Like I didn't know I had to all of a sudden become a marketer. So I really was like, I'm going to do this for myself. Maybe my family will read it, maybe they won't. But I started like doing the query process and sending it out to like agents and publishers and just kind of started getting some offers. And so it just kind of evolved from there. And it just became like this crazy roller coaster and put me where I am right now. So,
I mean, it had to be exciting when they reached out and said, hey, like,
yeah,
we're going to make this happen.
I think it was like I got like my first email and like my kids were like already off to school and stuff. And so my husband like works from home. And I think he like started screaming and he was like, "Are you okay?" But like, so I went out and I was trying to read the email to him and I was so, just that feeling you get where you're just like crazy overwhelmed, you're excited, you're like, what is happening right now? I couldn't even read the email. Like I was stuttering over my words and so he was just kind of laughing at me, but yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, because I think, all arts have their pros and cons. And I think with writing, it really is a labor of love. Um,
Yeah,
and I think too, what I like about social media aspect of it is, back in the day, you'd publish a book, you'd go to signings, and then like you'd hear people talk about it if they came, or you'd see reviews in newspapers. But part of the reason why I love the book social media space is because that feedback is more accessible, and it has its own cons too. Some people are
right.
crazy, but
Yeah.
I think there are tons of authors I adore, and it's to be able to give that feedback, like, no, this is fantastic, like I really liked it, you know, that encouragement. And it's like, well, maybe we'll get a second book, maybe we'll get a third, and I'm sure everyone's going to be asking soon, okay, when's
Yeah.
the second book coming out?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a question?
I mean, if you want to answer.
Gosh, it's funny because my publishers actually even asked me to like, what are you working on? And um I started working on a book like before I got picked up by my publisher. So this was like last summer, I want to say. But since I got signed for Try to Keep Up, like working with my editor Cassie, like even just like going through it with her, like the ideas we created together, like the plot like changes we made, um it's just a lot of work. Let's just say it's a lot of work, right? I just was constantly working on this thing like day in and day out. And my poor husband's like, when am I gonna get my wife back? And I'm like, when it's published, like when it's printed and done. But so it's just so much work and I just really wanted to put my whole heart into it. So thinking about writing another book right this second is actually very overwhelming to me.
That is
I
so
kind of want to
fair.
just ride the wave and enjoy the moment.
I was gonna say, especially when it's finally published, like to the mass, like
Right.
that is gonna be such a time, like enjoy the sun moment
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
because that I feel like is my biggest struggle with this book right now, because I really, really liked the psychological, the research, the mental health aspect of it, and it's like I have to keep my mouth shut because if I spoil it, no one's gonna buy it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, more people need to be aware of it.
Yeah.
So it's been difficult keeping this in. But I also tell my husband
Um,
everything, and I was like, as soon as I was done, I was like, I need to tell you all about this book, and don't tell anyone.
I love it. No, I love hearing that. And yeah, it's hard even as a writer too, because I don't think any author wants their secrets out, right? Like you just hope that the reader experiences it for themselves. So that's hard. And so to do an interview too, like I love that you respect that. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, if you're listening, I'm not giving out any spoilers. You're just gonna have to go pre-order. I'm gonna drop Shay's handle in the description and any pre-ordered links. So you're gonna have to figure it out firsthand. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
try and keep up, and then you can
Yep.
comment back here and DM
Yeah.
me, and we can have a conversation about it.
Yep. Perfect.